Welcome back, my dear children. You have to refer to the syllabus given to you. In the first session, we have learned about lesson number 1 and 2, environmental organization and strange plants. In the session 2, we learned lesson number 3 and 8. And in the last session, that is in session 3, we learned about women pioneers and economic terms, that is lesson number 9 and 10. Today in the session 4, we are going to learn about lesson number 11 and 17, that is famous explorers as well as nuclear energy. You have to refer to the syllabus. We are moving according to the syllabus. So let's start. Lesson number 11, that is famous explorers. Who are famous explorers? Explorers are persons who fearlessly travels to discover something unknown to the rest of the world. So a person who travels fearlessly to discover something, that is to discover something new which is entirely unknown to the world or unknown to the people around the world are known as explorer. Let us see some of the famous explorers around the world. First one is Ranald Fiennes. He is a world's greatest explorer who made 30 expeditions to the North and South Pole. He had made 30 expeditions regarding North and South Pole, and he is the world's greatest explorer. Next one is John Glenn. He is the first American to orbit the Earth in space. He is the first person to orbit the Earth in space. Next one is Roald Amundsen, and he is the first explorer to reach the South Pole and the first to cross the Arctic by air. So Roald Amundsen is the first explorer to reach the South Pole, and he is the first person to cross the Arctic Ocean by the air. Now next one is Matthew Flinders. He is an English explorer who sailed around Australia tracing its coastline. And Matthew Flinders, he was an explorer, English explorer, and he sailed around Australia and traced its coastline. Next one, Jacques Piccard. He was the first explorer to reach the bottom of Mariana Trench, and he was the first one to reach the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Next one, Louise Arner Boyd, and she was the first woman to fly over the North Pole and explore the Arctic Ocean, and she was the first woman to fly over the North Pole. Next one is Charles A. Lindbergh, and he was the first explorer to fly across the Atlantic that made traveling by the air acceptable. So he is the first one to fly across the Atlantic, and he made traveling by air acceptable. Next one is David Livingstone. He was the first European to explore parts of Africa and African rivers. And so David Livingstone was the first European. He explored parts of Africa and African rivers. Now let us move on to lesson number 17, that is nuclear energy. So what is nuclear energy? Nuclear energy comes from splitting atoms in a reactor to heat water into steam. Nowadays, nuclear plant is used all over the world to generate heat. So, what is nuclear energy? Nuclear energy means it comes from splitting of atoms in a reactor to heat water into steams. Name the following. Let us see some of the terms. Okay. A continuous reaction in which a large amount of energy is released. It is called as chain reaction. So, what is chain reaction? Chain reaction means it is a continuous reaction where a large amount of energy will be released. Second one, these particles are found in the nucleus that carry no charge. Answer is neutrons. So neutrons are particles which are found in the nucleus and they do not have any charge. Third one, the smallest part of an element. Answer is atom. So atom is the smallest part of an element. Fourth one, the negatively charged particle of an atom. So answer is electron. So electron is the negatively charged particle of an atom. Next one, fifth one, the positively charged particle of an atom. Answer proton. Proton is the positively charged particle of an atom. Sixth one, the material used in nuclear reactors to slow down the neutrons. Answer is moderator. So moderator is a material which is used in the nuclear reactors to slow down the neutrons. Seventh one, the key parts of a nuclear power station. The key parts of a nuclear power station is called as reactors. Eighth one, when the nuclei of a hydrogen atom join together, they release large amount of this energy, and that is called fusion. So what is fusion? when the nuclei of hydrogen atoms join together, they release large amount of energy, and that energy is called as fusion. Next one, ninth, the splitting of heavy nucleus into two smaller nuclei releasing energy, and answer is fission. So fission means the splitting of heavy nucleus into two smaller nuclei which releases energy. Now 10th one, this forms the center of an atom where all the weight of the atom lies. Answer is nucleus. So nucleus forms the center of an atom where all the weight of the atom lies. All the weight of the atom lies on nucleus. 11th one, nuclear power is used to produce this. So nuclear power is used to produce electricity. Now children, you have to complete all these pages in your textbook, whichever we have done in session 1, 2, 3 and this one session 4. Okay, let's wind up the session for today. Thank you.